incorporate into our responses in this podcast.
Like what?
Like tangerine.
I don't know how.
No, that's like the whole point.
I don't know.
Okay.
Orangutan.
Orangutan.
Here it is. Oh, here we go. Headphones there. Headphones everywhere. There you go, Joel. If you
We
want
need
to use them,
headphones.
you don't have to.
I don't want to listen to Jake mouth breathe.
But I've gotten used to it. Puts me in the mental space, you know. Oh man.
Did they tell you that we're going to sing a jingle?
Check. Oh, sick. Good.
Right? That we practiced?
Yep, it's called Tangerine Dreams.
Are yours
Sing it.
messing
Sing
up?
it, seriously.
My left ear is
Okay.
nothing, but I mean,
You can play with the thing.
Oh,
if you
I don't
want.
have like
The-
anything.
No.
The Mentos Leave a Message jingle that Tom Glant used to play all the time.
Hello.
Like, so sorry, we cannot take your call. We're not at
I
home
forgot
now.
about
Na-na-na-na-na. And your call's an important one.
Man. Yeah.
We'll get
Holy
back to you. We'll make sure that we do.
Dude, I
Leave
forgot
a
about that.
message, name, and number.
Is it supposed to
Oh,
change the
wait.
volume if I twist it?
You're not
No.
getting anything? I know why. I remember what happened.
You didn't turn yours on.
Well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow. Take off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night. Anybody want to take bets on whether Jake's going to bite his nails during this interview?
I'll take that bet.
It's a pretty sure bet. Yes, I can hear now.
Jake, don't bite your nails. I want to win this one.
You got it.
Yeah, right.
They're pretty short. I don't know.
That's why, because he bites them all the time.
What a great bet.
A great intro.
The best people do.
I'm the best. The best people what?
We're the
What?
best.
Bite their nails.
All right.
I disagree.
It's called ADHD.
It is.
Ugh.
I traded biting my nails for
80.
messing with my beard, which some people hate.
Tell us about that, Andrew.
Who? What?
Christina, she's always like, stop.
She said it to me the other day. She was like, have you ever noticed that he like messes with his beard all the time when he
Oh
talks?
my gosh.
And I was like, he told me that he does that, but I've never noticed. Did you just call my friend the devil?
Yeah.
You want to take that back? Do I need to climb across this table?
I mess with my hair all the time. Never really my beard, but always like mess with my hair. It's a real practice and discipline when I have done it for an occasion.
Yeah, usually when you're like sitting in a chair looking at your phone. Yeah. I just notice you do that at practice a lot, actually.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't realize that until.
When the best time is like Jake will bite his nails when he goes into the mosh pit and is contemplating moshing. So he will walk. He will walk from he's always
Yep,
on
I
stage
know
right.
exactly
He
what you're
walks
talking
to
about.
stage left, and then he does this and bops along to the song until the last song. Because if you're over 30, you can only mosh to the last song.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to save
Okay,
your
over
energy for a
30.
good one.
It's called a calculated risk.
That's good. Man, brilliant.
Got a lot
telling them,
of fun ticks that you're going
Summer
through
and I
right
went
now,
to
too.
Yeah, right.
the Foxy Shazam show. And after the show, there were all these
Dude, I
guys
haven't
like
listened to that band in forever.
sitting down outside. They're like all our age. And they're like had already like pre-made chiropractor appointments so they could mosh that night.
That's
We just like
amazing.
heard them talking. This is where we are.
Oh my gosh. That age. That's amazing.
Should we do our whole interview in ASMR voices?
Man, what a trend that would be. My Red Bull's already gone.
Actually, that stuff is so much.
Red Bull?
No, ASMR.
Where's
Welcome back to another episode of the Open Mic Podcast. And your host, Tom Hirst, brought to you by Richland Source Newsroom After Hours. Today we got Jake and Jill Henry and Andrew Kleiman, owner of AK Hair Salon, and the Henrys of Henry Screen Printing.
Ski.
No.
Yeah, you guys have been putting on shows, doing a show series about stuff and of stuff in band form of people performing in Andrew's basement at the salon.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't really know where to begin with all this. I guess, like...
It all started at Martini's.
There you go.
Ran into Jake. I was like, I've got a really creepy basement. If you ever want to throw a hardcore show down there, let me know. Jake asked me about a date. I said, yeah, why not? He bought us absinthe bombs. We took the shots and shook on it, and that's how the first.
Dang.
Yeah. He said that to me, and I was like, he said, I think his exact words were, I have a sound system in my basement, and I want to do like a hardcore show. And I said, that's great, because I have some shows that I have booked and I don't have somewhere to put them.
Boom. And it's the meme of the two ripped guys clasping hands.
They actually kissed.
Oh,
Come on, Jill.
Jill.
I didn't realize we weren't sharing the full story.
Need to write that on a scroll. Hang
But I
it
feel
in,
like-
in the salon.
The story goes even before that, because you guys had booked shows together over a decade ago. So
Yeah, I guess there's
like a
massive
missing
amount
piece of
history
context.
towards
Are you
this.
age shaming?
I'm always age shaming you.
All right, so how this story actually started.
Sit back, kids.
2007, I was reached out to on MySpace by this band that wanted that needed a show on their way back to the East Coast somewhere, and I reached out to the pastor at my church, and he was like, "Yep, we'll have this band come through and play." And so we did a show, and then almost immediately, another band reached out to me and was like, "Hey, we heard you book shows," and I was like,
All right.
maybe. And I asked my pastor, and he's like, maybe not another one right away. And so I was like, I don't even know how I knew who you were, but I was like, there's this other place called the Phoenix, and I think this guy Andrew books for them.
Maybe through Josie?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
There would, yeah, some weird connections.
Yeah, some friend of friend, but I knew to send them to you. And so that happened, and then I attended the show, and I think after that show, you were like, why don't you book shows for us?
Okay.
Yeah, I hate anything administrative, so just let me run sound and sit in the shadows.
Yeah.
Dang. That was in 2007?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And then I started booking a lot of shows for this venue called the Phoenix, which is unrelated to the brewery, just happenstance of same name, same town.
Wait,
Yeah.
so you weren't at the Galleon one, though?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
The first show I did was at the Galleon show,
Okay.
the Galleon Phoenix, and then
Before we got
was it
shut
really?
down.
yeah, it was
what
that
We got
for
shut down
today.
in so many places.
The first show, which was the one that I like messaged Andrew about, so really it was like, I guess, kind of a collaboration, but it was for today and this like Viking metal band that I cannot remember the name.
Destroy.
Yes,
Yeah,
that was their name.
That was that show.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That was my favorite show to
crap.
this date.
Yeah, it was so wild.
Dude, I still have vivid memories
Viking
of my
metal.
dad coming into the cafe area and being like, this dude is in a leather Speedo on the stage.
Incredible. Playing a guitar.
Yep. He had that battle axe too that I'm pretty sure was left there and stayed with us for a long time.
Yeah.
Ended up at Walnut, and then someone from the Blood Reckoning
Oh,
whipped
man.
it at the
Wow.
Zac Efron cardboard cutout from High School Musical. It missed it and went through our glass door, and we had to like board up the glass door before we left for Denny's that night.
Yeah. And that was literally the next door to La Luna where
Yep.
Aurelia lives.
Yep. Right next door. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
That's wild. It was that random too.
yeah,
Like,
it was literally that random. I really don't remember. It has to be through like some of our friends at the time, but I don't remember how I knew that they should like reach out to Andrew, and then I started.
It had to have been Josie. Like I can't. Like
Yeah, some.
I mean, the
Josie
music
and
scene
Eric.
was like pretty.
Yeah, but that was like I'd only been to one other show in Mansfield other than the one that I had booked at my church at that time, maybe two. I saw.
Was that the one with Spoken? No.
No,
The first
no,
one. Which one was that one?
When I booked Spoken was that short period of time where we were doing shows at that church in Galleon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Those were some really good shows.
Mhm.
Both
Was
of
that-
them. Because the one was the Spoken one with For Today as well.
No,
Or that
it
was
just
the other one
that was just
Glory
how
Be played.
often For Today came and played at the time.
We had For Today with the first vocalist first.
Yeah, that was the
and then-
Destroy shows with
yep.
their
Yep. Original.
their actually
George
not even their
Matty.
original vocalist. He
Oh,
was like their
yeah.
second vocalist. Their
That's
drummer
right.
Dave was the original vocalist, but they never came through and played with that lineup.
Yeah.
which was probably for the better.
I think that For Today EP is still on Eric's iTunes music that ended up on everybody's iPods.
Yeah, dude, that's amazing.
Eric was the original U2.
Yeah. Occasionally, when people will talk about For Today, they'll like talk about how like Maddie came in and like was just in time to like record that album, the first album.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be like, no. They had the whole album with the vocalist before Maddie, and he actually still has a couple like vocal artifacts that are on that album because they left it on for whatever reason. But
Dude.
yeah, I've heard the original, and it's
yeah.
I kind of love it, honestly.
Right.
I always thought Melissa was going to, or back then Melissa would marry the guitar player from For Today.
Your sister, Melissa?
Yeah. At Cornerstone, they were just like hitting it off, and they like made pancakes together to feed everyone at Cornerstone. It
Amazing.
was just, I don't know, it's funny.
That's amazing. I don't know if I knew that. What year was that?
The year we had the giant RV.
Oh, yeah.
Probably 2008.
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah.
That was our first year.
Hot pink stage.
Yeah.
Kept getting almost shut down because our crowd was blocking the fire road.
Yeah.
There were like
Wasn't
people
that-
on the roof of the bathrooms and everything.
Wasn't that the Plea for Purging set?
Yeah, it was.
And they
that
had
day-
the crowd meter, like the stage diving meter. Remember, someone was like doing that, so it was just nonstop stage diving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that day that it was like crazy like that. It was For Today again. It was Means, A Plea for Purging, Take It Back.
Oh man.
Just
Getting
the lineup
such a
from
solid
Furnace
lineup.
I'm getting
Fest.
emotional,
Yeah,
and
right.
nostalgic right
They
now.
all paid us to
Holy
play there,
crap.
which is crazy.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah, they all had to pay to play.
That's right, dude.
yeah.
And we were right next to
I
Me
haven't
Without
thought
You's
about this
van
forever.
or like bus was like parked
Yeah.
right next to our
And it smelled
RV.
like vegetable oil.
French fries.
Yeah, I think Gideon might have played as well. Like,
Did they?
yeah, but it was like when Scooter was still their vocalist,
Oh yeah.
and
Holy crap.
Vania played. I mean, not all on the same day, but and then Advent played one. Like,
Dang.
yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Advent did. Holy crap.
yeah, like Furnace Fest has probably played like $100,000 for this lineup. That paid us each $50 to play this stage. That
It's just inflation.
scaffolding. Yeah.
Because now all of those people that went to Cornerstone like have real jobs and money, so they can afford to pay more.
Right.
Right. Holy crap.
Remember Galen sleeping underneath the stage and like the just mud everywhere.
And those hay bales we dragged up to the back of them.
Yeah.
I think I slept on those one night. Dude. Oh, and they had that food truck across the street from the stage that sold those breakfast burritos.
Oh yeah, that was
That
amazing.
were the greatest things in the world.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If you're trapped in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
Yeah,
for like
right.
a week.
That's fair. That's fair. I guess I don't have anything to base it off of outside of it in a normal life setting, but they were so good.
Mhm.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah. So that was a rabbit trail of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys got a show Friday?
Yes.
This Friday, right?
Yep.
That's tomorrow.
Yep.
Holy crap! It is Thursday, isn't it?
Yep.
Woo! All right. Who's playing? Who's playing the show?
So Indoor Model, which is our a local guy, Ethan Kirshner. I think it might be his first time playing with this project.
Yeah.
It's really great. I don't know
Yeah,
if
he
you
came
wanna-
in sound check today. It sounded awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
I haven't heard anything.
It's so good. He has some
This at
older
all.
tracks on Spotify.
Okay.
And this new album he worked on with Lana Del Rey's producer, right? Yeah,
Dude,
which
that's
is
crazy.
wild.
Like current producer?
Yeah.
Or- Really? Dude,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
He just
Yeah.
sent a DM on Instagram and was like, "Wanna work together?" And he was
No
like,
way.
"Yeah." So Ethan approached us a few months ago because he knew this record was going to be getting completed, and it's not released yet on any platforms. That's still forthcoming. The mastering and everything is still being completed, but I really love Ethan. He's such a thoughtful person and an
Yeah.
observant person.
Yeah.
And he does what he does with music so intentionally. Like, his music is so purposeful.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. Like, there's always music happening in Mansfield, but it's really cool to be able to offer these very diverse shows. And I think this is, kind of one of the first shows, definitely for us, that kind of fits into like this different genre.
Yeah.
The supporting acts that we're really fortunate to be bringing in are Holy Coast from Toledo, which features about half of the members of Hanging Fortress.
Oh,
so
okay. Sick.
everybody's favorite death metal band.
Heck yeah.
So it's a shoegaze project
That's
that
amazing.
Ian Reeder
So good.
from
amazing.
Hanging Fortress fronts. And I mean, that's even like a whole other like rabbit trail of lore, like how we all know Ian.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Because going back to like 2007, 2008, Ian played in a band called Settle the Sky
yeah.
that you guys
here
played with a
all
ton.
the time.
Played at Andy Foster's church a lot. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Eagles
Eagles
Landing, Mount?
Yeah.
Mountain?
Off Kugel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian actually came
By the
last
fireworks.
summer to a Richland Source after hours. And he was like, just the drive into town was so nostalgic. Like
Yeah.
being downtown, he's like, I know where the Phoenix was. Like, I just remember all these places.
Yeah.
He was like, honestly, Mansfield feels like a second home to me.
Yeah, man.
And in a weird way, like, I mean, we've probably, prior to like him being in Hanging Fortress and like us seeing him more at shows, I mean, we really hadn't seen him, but in that same level of familiarity, like
Right.
seeing Ian's like seeing your family member you grew up with, like
Yeah.
there's just this degree of like familiarity and love that
Yeah.
his like just goes way back, and he just instantly felt like family. And so what better to, when we're putting on a show, like that's the cool thing about booking
Right.
shows, is you get to book your friends that you like.
Yep. Dude, Ian rules, man. They were here they were in Mansfield at least once a month, typically playing a show
Yeah, I had to have been.
for a solid 2-3 years.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
Dude, yeah. Dude, that's sick. So and then who's the third band on the lineup? That was wonderful.
So the third band that's on the lineup is an outfit from Akron called Funeral Commercial.
They're so good.
Gosh, they're so
good.
good.
It's giving death tones. It's giving just yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
Sick.
Yeah, it's very, very
Yeah.
good. They also, I don't know if I want to ruin it or not, but we went to, they are on this record label called The Collar Is in the House, and we
Okay.
went to the record label's like showcase in Akron a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's cool.
And they used all of the like Trapaholics label tags
Okay.
as samples throughout their whole set.
Oh, that's sick.
Like the damn son, where'd you find this? Like literally all of those.
That's amazing.
Amazing.
What?
And like a lot
Okay.
of them were like with zero context at all, which just made it so funny. But aside from that, the music is phenomenal.
Yeah.
We're good friends with their like frontman and guitar player Tyler.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of got connected with them. We've done a couple merch orders for them. They also, some of the members are the individuals that help run Cling Thing House, which is one of the longest running house venues in Akron.
Okay.
And so that was like such a really, like, that's kind of what we're trying to do in a certain sense with these shows is, you know, we've always had big love for Mansfield's music scene, but it's a really cool opportunity to bring in people from other towns and help our local scene be able to make these connections and be able to play in other towns, you know.
And
like,
it's honestly brought so many people to Mansfield to even see our bands.
Oh, yeah.
Our first couple shows, there were so many people we would talk to, and they had never been to Mansfield before.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's sick.
Yeah, so super excited for those guys.
Yeah.
And just all good people. Like, that's what I'm super excited about tomorrow is just, you know, a 3-band show, so it'll be short and sweet.
Yeah.
Like, people will be able to hang out, enjoy some really good music, and have a good time and support these guys. You know, hopefully, like, some of our local bands can make some connections and maybe be able to book some shows and support their scenes as well.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, ultimately what we're trying to do. The Ohio music scene right now is just absolutely booming.
Yeah.
And we're really thrilled to be a part of it in Mansfield. We're really thrilled to also just have support from...
Sorry. Just putting on that hand sanitizer to bite them nails.
Dude,
Anyway.
Jake's just trying to be germ-free. God. So we're really... How do you even... Stop, bro. Seriously. Stop. You're a mess.
Sorry. I just wanted to clean my hands.
Give him a fidget spinner.
Honestly. Yeah.
Best.
Like the music scene in Ohio is just really popping off right now.
Yeah.
We're so thankful that there are bands willing to travel and come play shows in Mansfield and that they're enjoying coming here and meeting our music scene. And we're seeing kids that have come out to shows at Andrews and then they're like, I'm going to go to a show in Columbus because I saw this band play and I really want to go see them. You know, all of the artwork that we have released for our shows at AK has been done by Ilya Nikovsky. And Kristen and Ilya are family.
Nice. Yeah.
Ohio hardcore, Columbus hardcore has been so supportive of us.
Yeah.
And we're just really thankful for those connections. And that's the thing. I think it's honestly the coolest thing about even like the 4 of us sitting here because this goes back so many, like over a decade.
Yeah.
And the common
seriously.
thread here is going to shows and playing music. And so we're looking at how do we create a better
This is even
world.
like the reason I got into running sound or anything music was actually Tom's dad, and I would go at least during the summers, but other times to Youngstown, and he had a studio in the basement, and I was just enthralled.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then that's where I got my
crazy.
first recording setup was from your dad.
VS 880.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Right.
The Scuzzy Drive.
Just
Dude.
giving kids something to
Holy
do
crap.
is so important. And
Right?
it was, you know, when we were kids, it was all that we had to do.
Yeah.
And so it was, you know, multiple nights a week. Like, are you going to the shows that are happening? And
Right.
it's where your friends were. It's
Yep.
how you know, met people that you date. You know, it was everything. And
That's where I got my haircuts.
Yeah.
In the bathroom with a razor.
that's how you met every one of your tattoo artists.
Emphasis on everyone.
Holy crap.
Shout out Katie Dorr. And the other one I can't remember.
Dude.
But yeah, I mean,
so
there's
good.
just been so many fun moments like that. Like you're talking about like being around Rob.
Seriously.
You know, we did a show a couple months ago and we had DJ Drojack DJing, who is the best.
Father of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Well, it was so cool.
much.
Like he brought his son and his son was like
It was
out there on
teaching
stage
him everything
with it.
to like every chord. He was like, okay, this is this. It's used for this. Like
nice.
showing him everything.
That's cool.
And just like it was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. That's so sick.
Yeah, moments like that are amazing. I work at the Renaissance Theater here in Mansfield, and we house the Pioneer Performing Arts School. And one of the instructors there hit me up last summer and was like, hey, I've got this student who is like writing and producing his own music. I know that you and Jake are really involved in the local music scene. I don't know if there's anything that you guys would be able to help him with, but that was how we got connected with Doomsdave.
Oh, okay.
Was
Sick.
because his teacher told us about him.
Yeah,
and
Dave.
like Dave is just the sweetest human.
Yeah,
He's
Dave
so
rules.
talented.
Uh-huh.
And it was really cool for us, you know, now that
so
we're
young.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
so
seriously.
old now. And like being at this show and seeing like Doomsdave show up with like 20 people,
Yeah.
all these kids from high school, and I was like, guys, that was us.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're trying
Every
to build.
weekend, man.
is
Every single weekend.
That same feeling. Get kids to start bands and know that there's a space for them, that they're
Yeah.
safe, and that we want to book them. We want to help them figure out what it's like to be in a band, and I don't know, just share a little bit of that joy that we got from it, and hope that they establish the same kind of like lifelong friendships that the local music scene has given us.
Yeah.
Like it really is so much more than just like putting on a cool show.
Right.
It goes way deeper than that for us.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
So I hope people are like starting to really catch that.
Yeah.
Well, and even when we
feeling.
had that other place, it was like in high school and just out of high school. It was crazy to have keys to a venue, but we would like open it up during the day and like let kids that didn't have anywhere else to be, like they would come help paint, or like they could practice their instruments, or like do band practice. Like it just got them out of other stuff.
Yeah.
Out of like being
Right.
bored.
Yeah.
Like
It's like
teaching them how to run sound or
positive
record.
clubhouse type.
We taught a couple kids like different instruments. Just
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's so fun. I mean, Jake and I, with the screen printing shop for a long time, have always made it known to local bands that if they want to come and volunteer in the screen printing shop for a few hours and just help us out, then we are more than willing to sell them their shirts at cost and let them use our equipment to print it. Because the reason that Jake started screen printing is because he wanted to make merch for his band.
Yeah.
So he understands the joy of that creative process.
Right.
We know that bands' merch is such a significant part of being able to financially afford to exist as a band and make music and make music videos and tour. And so anything that we can do to eliminate that ceiling that exists or the financial barriers, like that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
And you know, it really is like such a team effort. Like one of the things I love about doing shows at Andrew's Salon is Andrew just has this way of like getting people to get excited about the things that he's excited about.
Absolutely.
And it's so cool to see like his stylists and the team that works at AK who like
that's
don't
been really cool.
they don't have to be there. Like Andrew's like, guys, this is my thing. Like I'm just putting on punk shows in the basement. Like you don't have to be there.
What's hardcore music? We've never heard hardcore.
The first show we did there was so funny. Like 3 of the girls were like, "We're gonna run the door," and so there was like 3 of them all with like different
They
amounts
were
of
so
cash. I
stoked.
had like door money as well, and I'm like, all right.
They were so happy.
One of us has to be responsible for the money.
That's amazing.
But they're so excited. Like they
It like even brought the team closer. It was like stylists that wouldn't normally talk or didn't know much about each other, just like bonded over this show too.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
and then I mean like
Yeah.
the AK Hair Collective mascot, Ton.
Yeah, absolutely the
Like,
best.
Every scene
Best.
needs a Ton. Like
Yeah.
so stoked. Like
Nope.
filming sets, sending footage to bands,
Yeah.
just like
I think no one can get more excited about anything than Ton.
no.
It's the
Accurate.
best.
Accurate.
Like even when we went to the Pentatonic show and just like his face, like just in childlike wonder. But
Yeah.
Oh, he needs to
he
start
can
a
get to that
reaction
point.
channel.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It would he'd be a hit. Massive
Yeah.
hit. Yeah. He's got the perfect demeanor for that.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
But it was funny because like, you know, Ton and I are the same age. We graduated the same year. And it was so interesting to hear. It was almost as if Ton like forgot about going to shows and how much joy it brought him when he was in high school.
Yeah.
So when we started doing this again, Ton was like, dude, I used to go to shows like this all the time. And I just love it. It's so fun. And it's cool to see people discover how much joy there is in going to something local.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go to Columbus and Cleveland to see great music
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
talented people. Like there is
Absolutely.
so much to support here local.
Yep.
He was even talking about today while he was doing nails. He was like, "Can we have another hardcore show? That was the best. That was so much fun." Like he loved it.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we need to do a dive bomb.
I think Ton has this gift for like
band
showing
show.
you
Right.
like when you should be excited.
Yeah.
Like he's you like look at him and he's just so excited about something and you're like, "Oh, this is great. Like I should feel this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Someone
awesome.
once
That's a great way of putting it.
described like two types of people to me as like thermostats and thermometers. And like there are people that like enter a room and like read whatever is happening in the room. Like that's a thermometer.
Yeah.
Like it tells you what's happening in the room. But a thermostat is like, here's the vibe.
You're setting
Like
the
I'm
climate.
setting the vibe.
Yeah.
And that's Ton. Like
Yep.
Ton enters the room more stoked than anyone's ever been stoked in their life. And it's hard not
For no reason.
but it's hard not to
So
get
good.
excited. And
Yeah.
I think
It's contagious.
right. And it's also, I think at times it's really easy to criticize your scene.
Yeah.
And to feel like, oh, we don't do enough shows, or there aren't enough venues, or
Yeah.
the sound isn't good, or we don't have the kinds of bands that I like, or whatever, and get like really jaded about something that's so special.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to have people like Ton and like Doomsdave that like come in
Yeah.
the room and they're like, no, this is sick.
Yeah.
Just ultimate hype person.
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
makes you really let go of all of those criticisms and be like, you know what? It is really sick.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yep.
We were wrong.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like,
Yeah.
I love just the energy we're seeing in the local music scene and
Yeah.
the way it's permeating. Like I said, we really are kind of just a ripple effect of what's happening in other cities. And it's really cool to see that, you know, there have been times where it's like Columbus versus Cleveland versus Toledo versus Akron. And now it just feels like, you know, you'll see people at shows that are traveling hours to get there. Like it reminds me of my high school experience
Yeah.
again. Jake was just joking about how like he would pick up a carload of people he barely knew
Yeah.
to travel and go
The
to
best.
a show.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Be like
Yep.
somebody like a group of people that like we would all hang out at Starbucks like
On the wall.
on
the
the
wall.
wall just you know we were just there at the same
Good old
time. We
days.
weren't like friends, so to say. You know, we just
Yeah.
happened to be there, and I'd be like, "I'm going to a show. You guys want to hop in?"
Yep.
Next thing you know, I've got a car full of people that I have, you know, maybe only shared a few words with. And,
Yep.
And your
That's the best.
massive, what was that? That blue.
the Caprice.
yeah.
The one time I remember specifically was actually when I had the
forget
little
that? I know, right?
the little Geo Tracker, which
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
little the smallest SUV that's
Clown
ever
car.
existed. Yeah,
Dude, that thing was
basically a
great.
clown car.
Forgot about that one.
A clown car. He just opens the doors and like the youth file
I
out.
remember Ben's Geo.
Yeah, Ben's Geo was amazingly worse than mine.
Murdered out.
I feel like people are
Amazingly.
going to listen to this and be Googling like, what's a
Yeah,
Caprice?
Yeah, absolutely. Capri Sun.
Yeah. Yeah. Great tasting treat.
Yeah.
Love them. Oh, man.
Is the wall still a thing?
I don't.
I did. So a couple of years ago,
I've
I
seen a
drove
couple
by
people.
and there were just some teenagers out sitting on it. Only like 4 or 5, but I was
Not
like,
like 47.
yeah, not so many that the cops were being called because there's just a massive youth hanging out in front of Starbucks.
Who? And I think Caleb had that Honda Element and he had the sunroof open. And as he's like driving out of the parking lot, I don't know why or like where the goldfish came from, but we had a venti Starbucks water with a goldfish swimming in it. And Drew Senti just chucked it across the parking lot and it went inside the sunroof and the goldfish was sorry, PETA.
Oh my God.
I'll never forget it. That was amazing.
We're like not going to be able to air this episode.
Very,
There's so many in jokes in it, and so many people reference that nobody listening is going to
Very
know that
obscure.
we're talking about.
Everyone knows
very
what
vivid
goldfish
memory
are.
back to my. Holy crap! I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
Wow, I
we-
forgot about that.
We
I was so mad.
One time, One time there was literally like had to have been 100 people standing out in front of the Starbucks, like just in mass. And this guy rides up on a bicycle pulling a trailer
with the boombox or whatever,
with like a sound system, like a full like home sound system on the trailer. And he's like listening to music, and he just has it hooked up to a car battery. And somebody gives him this Bring Me the Horizon CD, and a mosh pit breaks out in the front of Starbucks, and then the police are called to break it up. But they don't like make any of us leave. They just tell us that we can't like mosh there again. So we just stop moshing.
Good times. I mean, there was like literally nothing else to do. The wall was just amazing.
At that time, the only other thing in downtown Mansfield was the Phoenix, this venue that we talked about. It's kind of crazy that we would all either hang out at Starbucks or hang out in downtown Mansfield when there wasn't Relax. There wasn't, there was
Temple Court for a second. Yeah, like a hot second.
You're forgetting Denny's.
Oh, yeah, it would be at Denny's.
But that was
a
at
lot.
like 3 a.m. when you couldn't stand out in front of Starbucks
That was
anymore.
like 3 to sunrise.
Or in the winter.
Yeah.
Even though we did hang out at Starbucks in the winter sometimes.
We went to Denny's recently, like Andrew, Jake, and I, and it was like when we were first like putting on shows, and Andrew's like, man, I haven't been to Denny's in so long. And for whatever reason, like the universe just smiled on us and was like, this is going to be the best Denny's experience you've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
And like the food has never been better.
Yeah, of course.
The chef came out and asked us how our food was.
It's never happened at Denny's ever.
At Denny's?
And
I was like, where are we?
Andrew was like, I don't remember it being this good.
You're like, it's not.
It hasn't been that good since.
That's true.
But we were sitting there, and Andrew was like, it's so cool to be able to like afford food at Denny's.
Yeah, not do bottomless coffee or hot chocolate for $1.50 and then not tip after sitting there for 9 hours.
Or share a fry from the kids menu.
Between like 6 people.
And they're like telling me this, and I'm like, you guys did what?
With like, I remember there was this guy from Detroit, and he was like, I like you guys. You guys are real posse deep. It was just like always like 20 of us in Denny's.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and what's crazy is like now we're now Denny's regulars again.
Yeah. Oh.
And
good job.
Erica is our waitress. She's the best.
Okay.
Like we are back on first name basis with our Denny's waitress.
Nice.
And
Wow.
everybody's making better choices except for Andrew,
normal.
who decided he wanted to try steak at Denny's.
I just thought steak and eggs sounded good.
Oh, that always sounds good.
Think about it being Denny's.
But it's Denny's.
I didn't know steak could be gray.
I think Hedstrom made that steak.
It was like lab grown.
Yeah, it probably was. And a petri dish in the back of Denny's.
But Erica rules. She always looks out for us.
Yeah. Shout out, Erica. Good
Yeah.
job, girl. We like you.
Yeah.
You work at Denny's. We appreciate you.
Yeah. The moral of the story is that the things that you do in high school, you just wind up doing again in your 30s.
That's true.
But in more adult forms.
With a slightly better budget.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Yeah. I love it.
I had
This
like
is
a
great.
negative budget back then, so I feel like I'm doing great.
Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Hence not tipping at Denny's. Still, I mean, I'm just making up for it.
But now I'm making up for it.
Yeah.
Now I over tip. I've got a lot to make up for. I don't know why they still let us in the door. I don't know how it's still open.
I don't either.
If you're listening to this and you may have been snubbed by Andrew Kleiman between the years 2007
Or the other
and
47 people.
2012,
But,
Yeah.
sorry.
you may be eligible for compensation.
Let's cool it on that.
Man. So yeah, how many? What you guys got other shows in the works?
We're
Guess
actually
we
doing
should
a
get
show
back-
at Denny's.
Yeah. Has there been a show at this Denny's?
No.
No.
No, but we're
Yeah.
working on it.
Okay, good.
Our girl Erica, she's
Yeah,
a
she
real.
down?
He's on it.
Dude,
For sure.
We did
is.
Lazarus. That
Yeah.
yeah.
We did one in Avita.
yeah.
What
Avita.
now
What's
Avita
Avita?
Healthcare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was such a good day.
That was
Yeah, that was
great.
so
Yeah.
Such a good day.
What was it? Behold the throne, bring the throne something.
At the throne of judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Miss May I.
They were
Miss
just
May, yeah.
wasted.
Yeah.
Oh, it was one of the most disappointing sets of my life.
Yeah. They'd
They were so.
They'd
the vocalist
replace
sounded so bad.
Yeah, they'd replace the original guy with
Yeah.
some bad vocalist.
I love that band so much. And it
I was
so
running late for
disappointing.
something. I remember going down Lex Spring Mill and I must have cut someone off or something.
Yeah.
And she just tailed me the whole way there. And then when I got in my car at Lazarus or Avita, she's like, "Don't go anywhere. I called the cops. They're coming." Like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Well, I got to go run sound, so just tell them to find me inside."
Did they do it?
No. They're not gonna, no, I didn't do anything. I mean, I don't know. I probably did.
You were for sure driving fast.
Yeah, I like driving.
Fast. You forgot the fast part.
Or legally.
I remember being in high school and riding in Andrew's car going, I won't say how fast we were actually going
That was fine. I already paid for it.
down to Shelby, driving 90 in the turning lane past traffic.
Turning.
In the middle turning lane on, 39?
Yeah, 39 has that big center lane, like pretty much all the way down it.
I mean, it didn't happen.
That sounds awful.
That doesn't sound like something I would do. Dude, speaking of like weird traffic things, so
like
I was
14.
I was in the turn lane at an intersection this morning, and this car pulls up to the left of me, and I'm like, the first thing that happens is I think that I
He's
have
trying to
done
race.
something wrong, and I'm like, am I not actually in the turn lane? And I look over, and it's this old woman just stopped next to me in the opposite, in the wrong lane, saying to turn left, and I'm like, well, I guess I have to let this woman go in front of me, so hopefully nobody has an accident with her.
Holy crap.
She's never going to learn that way.
She's beyond learning.
The best lessons are learned hard, Jill.
Wow.
Amazing.
So
Oh, yeah. What were we talking about? Shows, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't have anything in the books, so to speak.
Okay.
We do have a couple things that we're working on. We intend to do a benefit show for the Liberty DIY skate park.
dope.
But I think the goal for that is to be able to do like an outdoor show.
Yeah.
So that'll
At the
be
skate
like,
park.
yeah, hopefully, like if we can get city council on our side, we can do
How do we
that.
get rid of the noise ordinance?
I don't,
Oh, is
Kendall
there
still
no-
wants to do like a night DJ set after.
I don't know if there is. I feel like a permit would probably be all we need to get rid of that,
Yeah.
because it's not like it's like in a residential area, you know.
That'd be awesome.
It's I'm sure that is just there to keep people from being in the park past when they're supposed to be. So, you know,
Yeah.
I would assume when we get a permit to do an event there, we can probably be like, we need to be there from this time to this time.
Nice.
Dude.
But yeah, so that'll be cool. We've been talking with New Era Cam about doing an event as well for him.
I'm sick.
And then I've had a handful of like bands from Columbus and Cincinnati that have reached out about wanting to do shows. I'm just kind of waiting
Yeah.
for something to make sense, really.
Nice.
Yeah. We've also been working with Austin on Mansfield Music Fest for next year.
Oh, nice.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
that's going to be super exciting. He just does such a fabulous job.
Yeah.
I think, like,
Yeah.
again, you know, Mansfield Music Fest goes back so many years
Right.
that it's really easy for us to go year from year and be like, oh, yeah, Mansfield Music Fest. But,
Yeah.
man, there is just a ton of time and energy that Austin invests into this community.
Yeah.
And we're really fortunate.
Yeah.
You know, you guys were in Dive Bomb for years. You know
Right.
what it's like to live on Austin's responsibility. And
You guys said Fergie this year, right?
yeah. So Jake decided that, you know, with the budget that we have, we can probably afford Fergie.
Oh, dope.
He said she's
That's
got to
easy.
be on the decline.
But
Yeah,
everyone
she's-
else has to play for free.
D-list
only
at least
catch.
now.
I feel like most people would play for free if they're like,
Yeah.
I get to play with Fergie though.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
I'm only letting her play if she sings the national anthem to kick it off.
Please.
Yes.
Oh, maybe we could get Lana Del Rey now that Ethan's working with her producer.
Dude.
That should be, yeah.
I don't think she's on enough of a decline yet to afford.
But
She
I
was
mean-
working at Waffle House the other month.
Yeah, that's right.
That's because she's an American girl.
She's awesome.
There's
Oh,
nothing
I
more
love Lana
American
Del
than
Rey.
Waffle House.
Really isn't.
That's true.
I wish we had a Waffle House.
Dude, right?
That would be great.
When they
I'm
put
really
in
surprised we don't
Remember,
have
I
one by
was so
now.
obsessed
Yeah.
with Waffle
Really?
House when I first moved to Los Angeles. I Googled where the closest one was, and it popped up, and it said Glendale. I'm like, that's like 20 miles away. This is awesome. And then I realized it was Glendale, Arizona. So, there's been a...
Glendale, Arizona is 20 miles from LA.
No, I thought it was in Glendale. All right. I was... when I saw
Geography
that,
with
yeah,
Andrew.
It was bad. It was like hours. I'm like, this sucks. No Waffle House.
Did you go?
No. There's been a
they're open
huge lack of
24/7.
Waffle House in my life.
It actually is like 20
I thought about
miles.
it.
It's the equivalent of
My
20
car wouldn't
miles
have
at the
made it.
rate of speed that Andrew drives.
Yeah, that's all. That's accurate.
Well, I was driving a 93 Honda Accord with
Yeah. Oh,
585,000 miles on it.
He was going for a
Tom
record.
Glenn killed that car.
did he?
Yeah, the axle broke in the wheel valve. He asked to borrow it.
Oh,
So,
man.
I just
Good job, Tom.
had
I
the-
miss Tom Glunt.
The tow truck driver
Get him
buy
on
it
the
off
pod.
me.
Right? Oh, that would be sick. Yeah, dude, that car was amazing. It was a trooper. Holy crap! That was the car that we were going 90 in down. No,
Oh, no.
That was
No.
the silver.
This was the one that John Borsier and I tried to go up to Drew's wedding and just broke down in the middle of nowhere at the worst possible place ever.
In California.
But like, the hills have eyes, California.
We broke down when we were touring with Tom's old band, The Gun Show. We broke down in that same spot.
Did you? John told you?
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
so funny. Because
I
Nikki
know.
drove like
I just-
hours to get to us, to hang out with us. We
I
drank
don't know that it
40s.
was exactly the same spot, but you know, it was definitely the same spot. The trailer blew a tire,
Uh-oh.
and so we had to go get a new tire for the trailer, but it was a flat, so we had to leave the trailer. So we had to leave somebody with the trailer when we went to go get a tire, and it's
John?
like, no, we need it. Go ahead, Tom.
Wasn't it Bryant?
Yeah.
That's so much better.
So we were at the tire place, and we're there probably like an hour or so, and we get back, and it's like a scene from a movie. Bryant is sitting in like a tank top with a shirt tied around his head in the smallest like little bit of shade that's still left around the trailer.
I can't believe you like didn't leave a buddy for him. Like you didn't.
None of us all wanted to stay.
Serves him right. He never
Dude,
shared
there
his
wouldn't have been enough
sandwiches.
shade if somebody would have stayed.
The real reason we were all young and selfish, and we were like, no, I'm not staying with the trailer.
We saw this. I think
crap.
this story is so funny. Like a few years ago, we went to Columbus for Me Without You's A to B Life,
Oh yeah.
like reunion tour.
Best album.
Correct.
Yeah, greatest.
The best.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
No contest.
like we're like standing outside, and Jake looks over and he sees this dude wearing, what shirt was he wearing?
He was wearing an Integrity hoodie.
And Jake just walks up to him and he goes, "Hey man, I love your hoodie." And the guy looks at him and goes,
Well, no. I went up to him. So Integrity had just announced a Cleveland show, which is like a pretty big deal for them because they're from there, and so they don't play Cleveland very often. And I was like, dude, did you see that Integrity just announced that show in Cleveland, like in the spring? And he's like, Jake, what's up? And I like look up and see his face, and it's our friend Bryant, who I haven't seen basically since this trailer story.
he's like, bro, we like traveled across the country together multiple times, and you don't recognize me.
Oh my gosh.
Should have shared your sandwiches.
Honestly, it's probably
So selfish.
Yeah, you did tour with us for once.
Yeah, we had everyone that had a BlackBerry. We did the BBM, and there was
me
there
who
had
wasn't.
an alarm that would go off that would be like, make Tom hyperventilate right now, which is probably mean.
Uh-huh.
But
oh my gosh.
Facebook reminds me every year.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was, wow. What year was that? Was that 2010?
Yep.
Yeah. Good night.
Because that was right before I moved to California, which was
Yeah.
early 2011.
Was that a month or was it just 2 weeks you were with us?
I don't remember. It was
I
like,
don't remember either. Because that was right
it was
after
probably
you
2 weeks
stopped
because it was
touring
all
with
like
us, right?
all East Coast.
Yeah, it was just 2 weeks then.
Yeah.
Was that with Change Today and...
Yeah, but I think Change Today dropped, didn't they? It ended up just being...
I don't know. I wasn't on it.
Wait, was that the Sleep Serapis Sleep Tour?
No.
The second one? Or the main... Dude, I don't remember.
I'm pretty... I know I was
I don't
on
remember these things anymore.
one Sleep Therapist Sleep tour. That was
Okay.
a pretty long
Was that
one.
the Summer Slime?
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, this would have been way after
Yeah.
that. It was... no, because Change Today was Trey and Tyler's band, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I
they-
remember them.
Yeah,
so
they were on like half of it then. I think
okay.
they had to drop the beginning.
Oh, yeah, because they were in, what was the gas station we would always go to?
Sheets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a huge group photo of all of us, and I'm pretty sure they were in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's right. Yeah. Oh, I love Sheets.
The best.
The best. I wish we had a Sheets in Mansfield. Gosh, I
Soon we're
love
supposed
Sheets.
to.
Are we supposed to?
Yeah.
Is that,
Forget which exit.
Is that what they're putting?
97 or something?
Oh.
I don't know.
Pretty
I know the where Cheddar's used to be is not going to be Sheets. It's going to be a Sheets like knockoff.
Oh.
Yeah, and
That's so
not
disappointing.
Wawa, so not even
So
like
not
the
even a
most
good one?
popular one knockoff.
Not even a good knockoff.
But we're still getting canes.
That
Yes.
really?
Yeah, I think. Was that
I have no idea.
Jake and I can't talk about canes
why?
because Jake has bad opinions about canes.
it's just mid chicken with mid
No.
sauce. Truth hurts.
Hot take.
This is what Jake wants to do tonight.
Yeah.
Fight.
I'm here for it.
No, it's such a bad take.
I'm not a huge fan of the chicken. I like the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the sauce, but
It's fine.
yeah. I never
so
understood
good.
the hype
Oh.
either, honestly. I mean, it's good, but like, I'm not driving to Columbus for it.
Oh, I for sure am.
Yeah, no.
Lee and I do this thing. Lee McIntosh. Love him. Like,
him.
Out
we'll
of
like,
Potsy,
Another gym.
Potent Studios. Shout out.
we'll
What
like,
up?
we'll text one another and be like, "You trying to go on a road trip to get canes?"
Seriously?
Yeah, swear to God.
Y'all weird.
Yeah.
No one texts me about Waffle House.
I wouldn't. But I would go on a road trip
Yeah,
to
I
Waffle
would go.
House.
I would go
we
to
could,
one.
Tonight?
we could go after this if you want to do.
I do.
Trying to go to Waffle House?
I'm trying to go
Yeah,
to Waffle House.
definitely.
I'll go to Waffle House.
Might
All right.
be down.
I'll get into a fight and have hash browns with everything on them.
I just, yeah, I don't, Mansfield has only disappointed me very deeply a few times, and one of them was when they gave us IHOP instead of Waffle House.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just did not feel seen in that moment.
Yeah. I mean, IHOP's good, but I'm not going there like I would Waffle House.
Yeah.
You know.
Remember
Dude.
for the longest time there was a Facebook page to bring Trader Joe's to Mansfield?
Oh,
And
gosh.
everyone was
Yeah.
like hitting it hard, and then people just gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bummer.
I don't know.
That's the
Jody
one thing-
Perry.
Oh, Jody. Yo.
Jody. Jody, we want a Waffle House.
Jody,
Trader
Waffle House.
Joe's.
The one chain that's allowed in downtown
We
Mansfield.
don't need a Whole
Waffle
Foods,
House.
but Trader Joe's we do.
I don't care. I just want Waffle House. Waffle House and Sheets. I don't care
So-
about Trader Joe's. Just buy a cow from a local farmer.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, for what?
I don't know. Food is that what you
Do
get?
you buy
at Trader
cows at
Joe's?
Trader Joe's?
Oh,
I don't know.
No,
You
they
get
have
like organic stuff, right?
everything.
Oh, I don't know. I've never been to one.
Never?
This is why.
Isn't
Yeah.
Trader Joe's just Aldi?
I mean, they have similar stuff. Some same owners, like
No, they're
brothers.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
But Trader Joe's definitely has more.
Well, who cares?
It's
We live
like-
in Aldi.
Adidas
Andrew's
and
just
Puma,
like,
but
I
food.
live in California. I go to
Yeah,
Trader
right?
Joe's.
What is this
No.
crap? We're in Mansfield, Andrew.
Aldi's has all the non-name brand food that you need.
I do love Aldi's. I love
it's
Aldi's
great.
so much.
I have this is this is a weird take. Actually, if Whit Thompson is listening, he just needs to run with this meme because I am never going to follow through with it. But I have like a Venn diagram in my head of the Krogers in Mansfield and like what the superior Kroger is.
Oh, everyone knows.
Well, no. So here's the thing, right? So Ashland Road
Yeah, I love
is
that one.
a great Kroger.
Yeah.
Objectively.
Uh-huh.
It has a Starbucks, which is a plus.
Mm.
It does not have a liquor store. It was a
I thought
minus.
It does.
Nope, not that
No
one.
liquor store.
Park Ave has a liquor store.
Oh, really? What
Yeah.
didn't it used to be one?
Nope.
Why do I-
Park Ave
Huh.
has a liquor store,
Yeah.
no Starbucks.
And no
Yeah.
decency.
Lex Ave is like,
Has cheese.
The best.
It's the
No,
best because of the
no.
cheese
It
is the
selection.
best.
That's the only
They
reason.
have
It's not
so
because
much
it's nice.
stuff there.
The cheese
They
selection
have a full
is
clothing
beautiful.
store.
It's perfect.
the cheese selection
How much
is
clothes have
if,
I bought?
if I'm not feeling like
I mean-
driving to Grab Hill's Cheese Barn.
You said
Oh,
So,
yes.
like, if we're not feeling like going to Ashland, then that's, like, next best cheese selection.
Yeah.
they have turmeric root there.
Don't they have
You
Yeah,
want
just
that.
go to Pumpkin
They
Seed.
don't, no, nowhere
Pumpkin
else.
Seed's the best.
Yeah.
Pumpkin Seed's the best.
No
You-
Starbucks. Just kidding.
Yeah, fair. All right. Fair. Dude, cheese. Have you ever had Brunhaus cheese? Me and Mallory are obsessed with it.
Is that
It's
the one
like-
with mites on it?
No.
Ew.
No. It's Norwegian cheese, but it's like
Not a thing.
caramely.
Mm.
It's
Nope.
like a sweet cheese. It's incredible. Try it.
I find myself on like cheese TikTok a lot.
Okay.
It's so great. Like watching them like
Cut
take
the
the
wheels.
wire.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so cool, right?
Cheese TikTok, horse hoof TikTok,
Cow hoof
Oh.
specifically.
Cow hooves?
cow hoof TikTok.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Cleaning
foot,
them?
yeah, like trimming.
Okay.
They like
Yeah.
sand them down to smooth them out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Trim out any defects, and sometimes there's little bust pockets in there. But
Yeah, you guys love scraping videos.
I don't know. There's something satisfying about it.
Yeah.
Like watching these cows get their pedicures done.
Jake has a cow foot fetish.
Let's not call it that.
Let's not.
Okay, that's fair.
I also really like the guys that like catch crabs with barnacles on them, and they
Oh,
crush
yeah.
the barnacles.
Yeah.
It's great.
Dude,
I've never
he
seen
is
him,
so
but I know
wait.
what you're talking about.
Oh, he's so good. Like, okay, so there's this like fisherman, right? And he catches lobsters and then he like brings them up and he's like, we got a female here. She's an egger. And he'll like flip her over and she'll have like eggs on her. And he's like, oh, she doesn't have a notch in her tail because I've learned from lobster TikTok that if they have a notch in their tail, it indicates to other fishermen that they cannot be caught because they breed. And so if she doesn't have a notch on her tail, he'll notch her tail. And then, this is the sweetest. He says, I'm going to give her a little snack. And he like gets a fish out and puts it in her claws and they always like snap down on it. They look so happy. He's like, I'm going to throw her back. Maybe we'll see her another time. And he always, this is so thoughtful. He always lays, like he tosses them back in on their backs so that their eggs don't fall off. And it's so nice.
Wholesome.
Yeah, it is pretty great.
That's
I
wholesome.
actually like
I
saw
that.
this girl who like works at
No
Walmart.
words. Like 0 words. These are the worst things you can watch online.
No, there was this girl who like works at Walmart, and she was like restocking like plush stuffed animals, and one of them was a lobster, and like she did the whole bit like, oh, looks like she's an egger, and like does the whole bit, and it was so funny because it feels like it's such a niche thing, but actually there's like millions of people that watch. No, you're just old. You're just old. You're just old. How recently? Actually, no, here's a better question. Which did you do more recently? Get on TikTok or finally get your motorcycle license?
I've been on TikTok more recently than getting my license. You don't really need a license. It's been years convincing myself that if I got pulled over, it would just be a ticket for it. I don't know if that's true. I guess now I never will. So.
When John Borsier was in town for Dive Bomb's last show,
That's accurate.
we were like riding in the car, and I told him like, yeah, Andrew like just got his motorcycle license, and John was like, there's no way he just got his motorcycle license. And I was like, no, I promise, like ask him.
California is a magical place where you can just double the speed limit always and never be pulled over. So
see, you
never
told that
change.
story to New Era Cam, and Cam was like, I went to California and got pulled over like immediately as soon as I got there.
Tom, here's an idea for your next episode. We get somebody from the Mansfield Police Department to come in, and consequence free, we get to ask all of our legal questions.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good.
I got berated by a police officer. One of the times that I was pulled over, we went through Taco Bell at like 3 a.m. Jared Gross was like hanging out of Monique's sunroof. We get pulled over. He's like yelling at Jared. He had like all of our license. And I'm like just cracking up that he's just going in on Jared. And he was like, what's so funny? You have the absolute worst driving record I've ever seen in my history of a law enforcement officer.
Andrew's like, you're telling me that I won?
Oh, that's accurate.
That's so crazy because I remember getting pulled over and I had like 6 or 7 points on my license, and the police officer was like, if you get pulled over again, you're gonna lose your license. And meanwhile, Andrew is over here with like 23 points on his license.
20. I did the class to get 2 taken off.
20?
Yeah, I had to have an SR22 bond when I moved to California. I had to go to the classes with all the drunk drivers, but mine were all for speeding. I got to wear the drunk goggles. Actually pretty fun.
I got to wear those at
that's amazing.
a church retreat, I think.
That tracks.
Yo, speaking of Jared Gross, Griff knows Jared Gross.
That makes sense. Griff is from Shelby.
Yeah, right. I guess they lived together for a minute. And we were talking about him the other day at work.
Wild.
Uh-huh.
When I first opened the salon, I shouldn't say this on here.
Too late now.
Listen up.
First opened the salon, the Ohio State Board of Cosmetology has to come like sign off on you as a business and being allowed to be open. The rep comes in, and I'm just like worried that something's not going to pass. I'm like, I did something wrong. I labeled something wrong. I didn't print something off. It was Jared Gross's mom. So she stayed at the front, and we just talked about like old times.
That's
and
amazing.
like Cold Under Texas and all of this stuff. And
my
then
gosh,
she just
what a
signed
throwback.
off and left.
That's amazing.
Really great.
Dude.
Wow.
Really worked out.
Yeah, connections.
You said Cold Under Texas, so I feel obligated to tell this story.
I like recorded their first EP, so we were like talking about that. It was in Walnut, Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you did that.
It was
That was a
awful.
really
It was
cool,
with Joe Sheridan.
pretty underused asset that we had there.
Yeah.
So in 2009, I went to my first hardcore show, which was my first Mansfield Music Fest.
Oh, yeah.
And it
I was
was
wondering if
held.
this story was gonna
Andy
get brought
Foster's
up.
house?
It was in Andy Hull's
Hull's
house.
Or that's
Yeah,
what I meant.
in
I
that
crashed
field.
the crashed his dirt bike so many times that day. He gave me a dirt bike to get back and forth from the stage and the half pipe stage.
Accommodation.
And I kept like riding wheelies, but I would always take it back too far. And I think I destroyed that back fender.
So I had like just gotten my license, and my best friend had a crush on someone in Cold Under, Texas, and so she was like, "We have to go to this show," and I was like, "Okay," and she like gives me the address, and like you kind of have to like drive back a ways, and so we were already just like, "Ooh, like what are we getting into?"
And they've got so much stuff. Like
here?
it looks, because it's kind of border-ish. Like they've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean. Well, and so like
Border adjacent.
Well, you would park, and then there was like the half pipe stage at the top of the hill, and then you had to walk down the hill through the woods to get to like Andy's dad flew like hobby planes or something, right?
No, he flew like personal planes, like planes that he got in and flew off of the ground, not like RC planes.
I feel like if you have a
like
personal plane, it's still a hobby.
Yeah, but calling it a
RC.
hobby plane is
Okay.
implies a different thing.
So much stuff.
Anyways, there was
The most stuff.
but there
There were
was
collectors.
It's
But
like,
they're-
we would call them stuff seeds. Like you just go there every time. It was just new stuff on like huge things.
But there, yeah, so there was like this
barn.
big field, and so you had to like go down through the woods, and then it just opened up into this big field because it was an airway for his like being a pilot, and then
Hobby
like
plane.
the stage. He's not even. Jake is tapped out, but the stage for Mansfield Music Fest, like in these days, was like run from a generator out of the back of a pickup truck, and the stage
Just
was
like
like
Cornerstone.
plywood.
stage.
Yeah.
And like if a band finished their set, they were then responsible for like holding the cabs up on the stage so that they wouldn't like roll off during the set.
I remember someone fell between the stage and the speakers and like while performing got stuck.
Yeah.
I think it was Ethan.
I was just thinking that. It's like, I think it was Ethan.
Well, and so like this is my first hardcore show, and so like we get out of the car. It was the year that Wendy's made Frosties that had M&Ms in them. They were called like Twisted Frosties or
Yep.
something.
Sounds so good.
It was
and-
amazing.
And so I'm like walking down through the woods with my best friend. We have our Frosties in hand. And all of a sudden, this guy, like this very large man with a beard, like walks up to us. He's in like gym shorts
it
and a
Jacob?
tank top. And he like,
Not you, Jacob.
he just like
Oh,
looks
Jacob
at me.
Satch.
Yeah.
And he gets very close to me and says, "Is that a Twisted Frosty from Wendy's?" And I was like, like absolutely scared for my life. And he then proceeds to take it out of my hands and start eating it.
Who is it?
And then he gives it back to me. No. And he was like, "Thank you," and just walks away. Like that was the entire interaction. And so we like the show goes on. We get down the hill, and Cold Under Texas plays, and they're like, "Everybody come down to the front." And I'm like young and obedient and stupid, and so I was like, "Okay," and just like go down to the very front. And as soon as this like song starts, I just get broadsided by this person, and I fly across the field, and
Same
I roll.
person?
Nope, different person.
Okay.
This guy stands up. I'm like laying on the ground. He has a Chief Wahoo tank top on, and it was Jake.
Don't tell people that.
Yeah, my first interaction with Jake, he hit me in a mosh pit so hard, and I was afraid of him for years. And
who
but
was-
then, so the set goes on, right? I'm now standing off of the stage, and Ethan gets on the mic, and he was like, "Now I want to invite up to the stage our friend Tom the Bomb from the Gun Show." And Frosty Man walks up on the stage.
Yes.
I don't know what possessed me that day.
Amazing.
but-
I have
I'm like,
another
that's
great
something
story
I would have
from-
done, but I definitely didn't have a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
I-
know why I did it. I
my friend and
barely
I-
remember it.
Like my friend went to Crossroads, so she like knew Eric and knew the Gun Show. And so like we'd listened to the Gun Show. We'd never seen the Gun Show. The only person that we knew that was in the Gun Show was Eric. And so then like we always heard of Tom the Bomb, and then Tom like goes up on stage and we were like, He ate our Frosty.
Amazing.
And somehow we still became
So
friends.
that was the best way to meet people. I feel
know,
like
right?
stealing stuff. That's how I met Nikki, best friend. That's how I met so many of my friends. I would just steal their stuff. They would be so confused and intrigued, and then we'd be friends. I feel like it wouldn't fly nowadays.
Yeah, it was the move.
Like I took Nikki's cell phone. Like I'd never met her. She was sitting in Starbucks. I took her cell phone and just walked out and didn't say anything. And then she like ran out frantically, and I was like around the corner laughing. And now we're best friends.
I think that Andrew might like secretly be a criminal mastermind.
When me and Tom were touring together with the gun show, we would stay at people's houses a lot because we didn't want to spend money on hotels. And the first thing we would do is go and open their refrigerators and see if there was any like pre-made food to eat. So like from like 2008 to 2011, me and Tom for sure like ate your leftover Applebee's or B-Dubs or Chipotle.
Yep.
If it was in your fridge and the gun
Thank
show
you.
was at your house, we ate it.
Thank you.
Amazing.
But one other thing that happened at that Mansfield Music Fest that is so great. Everybody
Other than meeting your wife? Was it
yes,
I
other
said
than
one other thing.
One other thing.
was it more great?
Yeah.
Was it
this
more
is,
or less
this is
great?
going out to the public. Like this is not a conversation at Denny's. This is something that is going out to the public.
but
Another
you still
thing-
haven't answered the question.
No, it
Jake's
wasn't
face
more
right
great
now.
than the great story that you just told about me.
In a cheap Wahoo hoodie. Tank top.
I think it was a gun show tank top.
It was.
was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, everybody's favorite co-owner of the electric company was there, and for $10, he let somebody pepper spray him in the face with his eyes open.
That's better.
And I vividly remember his girlfriend at the time, who they have a wonderful like 13-year-old child with now, turns around and she's like, I'm going to break up with him.
He just made you $10. You can buy so many Twisted Frosties.
Oh
Plot
my
twist,
gosh.
they are not together. Their child is still alive though, so doing great, Kyle. Love you.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Big dumb idiot.
All right. Well, see you guys next time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Mansfield Music Fest was a good year. That was
Yeah.
a good Frosty. That was good.
The Crimson Armada played.
They played a lot of our shows.
They did.
They played a
That's
couple.
what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. You can learn so much about a person by looking in their refrigerator.
Yeah.
That's who drew my first tattoo, one of the guys from Crimson Armada. It was
Really?
a terrible tattoo. It
Yeah.
was a lost bet at Denny's.
Oh,
I lost the bet and had to get this tattooed on me.
Yep.
It was like the
Oh my god.
old school tattoo style, and it said more bomb than Saddam. Yeah, I did that.
do you have that on your
It's
body?
covered up. But I remember like my mom saw it first and she was like, no.
Did she cry?
Why would you get that devil's name tattooed on you? And I was like, I lost a bet. And then I was like, don't worry, it's just henna. And she's like, oh, okay, good. I'm like, but it's not though.
It's
I
just
miss your
henna.
mom. I
Dude,
miss your parents.
Moms
I
are the
love them
best.
so much.
when Jake and I got married, Diane, Jake's mom, was like trying to figure out what she wanted to wear to our wedding. And she's a saint. So she had like 5 outfits and was like, she's just the best. Like she wanted to know like what the best outfit was. And so she was showing me all the outfits and she was like, yeah, and these are the earrings that I have planned for these. And she shows me all these clip-on earrings. And she was like, yeah, you know, I used to have my ears pierced. But then I was afraid that because I got my ears pierced, that was the reason that Jacob started getting tattoos. So I let my ears close to try and get him to stop. And she was like, I think that ship's probably sailed now. She's like, maybe I should get my ears pierced again. And I was like, Diane, honestly, whatever you want. You are the best.
That's amazing. Oh, she's such a sweetheart.
She really is. Like,
Mallory loves Jake's parents so much.
Oh, yeah.
She
Dude.
has the best time talking to them anytime we're out. And
Dude, they talk about Mallory and Natalie all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
they're so sweet. Like,
Yeah.
when we were at I Guess It's a Fest, I don't think it was last year, I think it was the year before, and Curtis and Diane came out to see Dive Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, like, said something to Diane in passing about how, like, you know, there's probably some bands on this lineup that stayed at your house when,
yeah.
like, Jake was touring because, you know,
Yeah.
you guys had toured with a lot of the bands that were on the lineup. And, like, for the rest of the night, she was, like, trying to see if she could recognize any of these people that had stayed with her because they're so generous. Like, they
Yeah.
just open their home
Yep.
to whoever all the time. And they, like, even at Mansfield Music Fest this year, like, they love Hanging Fortress.
Yeah.
They were like, that was our favorite band at Mansfield Music Fest. And I was like, what a weird choice for you.
That's so sick.
I love it. I mean, yeah.
That's so
70-year-olds for death metal, you know what I mean?
Right? Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, we need to go out to me and Mallory want to go out to their house and see the setup, see the bees and
Oh, yeah, it's
all
crazy.
the awesome projects that your dad was telling us about the other day.
Yeah, the whole like
Dude.
front yard is a garden. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then eventually harvest some bamboo from there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Take a ton of it. It'll
Yeah, right.
never stop going.
It's so awesome, dude. You can do so many cool things with bamboo.
Yeah.
That stuff's
You make
amazing.
bow and arrows.
You can make bow and arrows.
What? That's my
So
favorite
many-
thing to do as a kid.
Yeah.
Make bow and arrows
Yeah,
out of things.
bamboo.
Out of bamboo.
Yeah, it's a thing. They work really well. It's very flexible wood.
And- as a child, your favorite activity was making weapons.
Absolutely.
Remember that three-wheeler
I remember
you
my
guys had?
mom. She was like, you know, when you were a kid, I never got you any toys with guns or anything to promote violence. But you were like
The most
5 and you were chewing your toast into the shape of a gun. So then I just gave up.
You had a
You
brother
said-
growing up.
Yeah.
You said toast.
Toast.
I heard you were chewing your toes into the shape of
Well,
a
that
gun.
would
And I
be
was
very
like,
impressive now, wouldn't it?
Yo, you remember that three-wheeler you guys had?
I bought the exact. Do you know that? I bought the
you?
exact same 3-wheeler like 2 years ago.
From John.
So yes,
That's amazing. Do you have it here?
John
or
came with
in-
me to kick the
in
tires.
California?
Amazing.
Or-
to
Tier.
kick the tires.
That's what he said. When I went to buy it, he was like, "Let me go kick the tires. I'll get the price down." All right.
Our
I think I
friend
got
John
for like $200
knows more about Honda 3-wheelers than anyone.
than anyone.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Like he used to live in Arizona, and we stayed with him on tour one time, and he showed
was
me
so
his
much fun.
garage, which he was a professor teaching motorcycle repair at MMI, which is or UTI. I forget what it's called, but
I don't think it's that one.
MIT.
no, not MIT.
Yeah.
It's basically it's,
UTI.
it's like the school you go to if you want to work on motorcycles. He was like the guy that would teach you there. And so he was showing us his garage with all of his bikes in it. And in this 2-car garage, he has the red 3-wheelers from the 80s. So many of them that they are standing on their hind wheels.
Incredible.
Front to back, from the back of the
Yep.
garage all the way up to the door.
They're just the best.
Yeah, they're very cool.
My dad raced them.
Yeah.
My the back of mine when I bought it, we drove so far in the middle of nowhere to find this, and like in Sharpie it says "ass power," and so John's always referred to it as the AP200.
Oh man. He had
But
that
yeah,
dope
John's
hot
face
tub.
like lit up when I told him like I used to have that 3-wheeler, and he's like, "Let's find you another one." And we found that one.
Oh, dude, that's sick. Yeah, I just remember you flipping it the first time I came over.
All the time. I had to buy so many fenders for that thing.
Holy crap!
Why?
What? Why? What?
Why did you keep replacing them?
Because otherwise it throws mud and it doesn't look as nice. I mean, I would zip tie them as much as I could, drill holes, zip tie it. But at some point, you just have to replace the fenders. They flip very easy
There's a reason
What
why
to
they
tell
don't
you.
make them anymore.
because they're awesome.
Holy crap!
I'm still great at three-wheeling, by the way.
Of course. Yeah, of course. I mean, you're still alive, so.
Yeah.
That's
Remember my dad, when I was like
very
13,
surprising.
felt bad that all the neighbor kids had dirt bikes and we couldn't afford one. And someone at his job was getting rid of a motorcycle in his garage, like this Honda street bike. So my dad comes home with the street bike, and he was like, hey, sorry, we can't get you a dirt bike, but here's this motorcycle. So I would like be in the horse pasture driving this, and the wheels like bald. I laid that thing down, which was way more dangerous than the three-wheeler. But even like Brooke and Brittany, they have like permanent scars on their legs, like muffler burns. Like all of my sister's friends, I'm like, do you want to ride the bike with me? And then they all have these crazy muffler burns on their legs now. Like I branded them.
It's a weird Andrew call to vacay.
Yeah, so that's what these shows are.
Yep.
If you feel led to join, you can join.
All the girls at the
We won't
salon has
pressure
them.
Yeah, just Ton.
Oh my gosh.
Is this the longest podcast you've ever
Probably.
done?
I don't know what time it is.
3 hours.
I thought that when we did
Joe
like
Rogan status.
the dive bomb episode that it would be this long, and that one was like 15 minutes.
I know, right? We didn't get anything nostalgic out of that at all.
We
Well-
could have been 2 Waffle House and back.
Right.
Well, this is what's so funny is like
we
when
wasted
Tom
a
actually
lot of
like
time.
goes through all of this, he's gonna be like, there's like 12
He's
minutes
like, I
of
can't
content.
use any of this.
Just chop the hell out of it.
You think Zach's gonna listen to this whole thing?
Who?
Zach. Wait, who'd you say? Sorry, I forgot that I need to speak into the microphone. Who did you say was gonna go through all this?
Me.
Tom.
Oh, do you do that?
No, my dad does.
Oh,
My dad
sorry,
likes editing
sorry,
them.
Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Oh my
Yeah,
Love
my
you.
dad loves editing these for me. He has a lot of fun. He
Rob's-
likes editing,
Rob's the
period.
best.
It's not my
Yeah.
shtick.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so nice though, because I feel like
He's
he's
stoked
gonna
on it.
know so
Rob is
many
really
of these
he's
responsible
stories.
for so much of this.
I was going to say, yeah, he's going to love he's going to be
Yeah.
like, Dorota, come listen to this. And,
Yeah, right.
He leaves
we
all
didn't
the
mention
footage in.
the bus studio,
Yeah,
the studio
right.
we had at the Galleon Phoenix.
Yeah.
Right? All Rob.
Yeah, my dad was massively tied to all of this, except for the Walnut
Yeah.
Phoenix.
I mean, but still was around.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I think he was
around.
like really
just-
into the bus at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
and
fine.
Jonathan was just stoked to have somewhere to put his own studio because that's
Yeah.
what the one at the Phoenix was Jonathan Hapes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was Jonathan Hape's studio.
Oh, yeah, he did put stuff up there for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
That's why you were able to record the Cold Under Texas demo up
I was
there.
using the VS880.
Oh, really? I just assumed
It was-
you were using Jonathan's.
No, it was not as good. It was terrible. If I can find these tracks, I'll show them to you.
Yeah.
They're not good.
We need to record something with that VS880 if you still have it.
I don't.
Ah, that's all right.
I had a lot of broke times,
Oh, yeah. I know. I was there for some of them.
like moving to California with no dollars.
Anything with nothing.
Very terrible.
Uh-huh.
I think at one of our shows we need to have a reunion of the band that Andy Hall and Andrew made.
Oh, it was Andy Hall, Andrew, Monique Fahmy, Aaron Hunter, and I don't know who would have been playing guitar. Maybe Tyler Finn.
It's just always a troll.
Probably Tyler Finn. And so this band formed for a show because we did not have an opener for this band that was coming on tour, or we maybe only had one opener, and so we needed at least a third band to have like a full show. And so they put together this band. They like practice the week leading up to it, and then the day of the show gets there, and they set up, and Andrew Hall has made a drum kit out of like the cardboard like circular tubes that drum shells come in when you buy them online. And this
He's
band
so good.
takes literally like 30 minutes to set up and sound check, and everybody is so annoyed. And then they finally perform, and they all play one note and then get off of the stage.
Just the ultimate troll.
Amazing. I forgot about that. I don't think I was around for that. I don't know if I saw that.
I don't know. I don't remember who they played with.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about it, but I just don't remember being there.
Yeah.
But you just...
That was one of the Elks Lodge shows, right?
No, that was at the Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. I remember now.
Yeah.
Remember that kid that would come to all the shows at the Elks Lodge and, like, pour honey on himself?
Was that...
Dan something from Ashland?
I
remember it would make... There were a couple people that, like, took it really personal.
All
like,
of the
from
people
the metal
from
bands,
Ashland
like,
were
they
so
would be
weird.
so mad at them.
Was that
But they would always come and just, like, do weird stuff like that.
Oh,
Dude, Dan from
I remember
Ashland
those
is
dudes
in
now.
prison.
is he really?
No.
He's gotta be.
No. He's
He
hilarious.
just poured honey on himself at a show.
Is that the guy that
Yeah.
performed under the name Phoenix Rainbow?
I don't think he ever performed.
Oh, okay.
He would just come to all the
came and
shows
did
about
that.
that guy.
and just do the weirdest stuff to get attention. But, like... It's pretty hilarious. You can't...
Looking back
Like,
on
this
it
stuff-
now, it was.
And I remember in particular, it'd make Ethan so mad. Like he wanted to fight, and Drew Sasenti, he was doing like wanting to fight them because he was like thought it was so like disrespectful.
Those
to
two
the fans.
specifically really hated Ashland
Everyone.
people.
yeah, Ashland people in general, I feel like.
They're like always trying to get in fights.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Oh, man, I miss Drew.
Yeah, he's the best.
Holy crap.
I have the best picture of Drew to show you later.
Oh, no.
I said Merry Christmas to him one year, and he sends me this picture of him like naked in a bathrobe. I'm like not expecting this. I'm like, this is why we don't talk.
Oh, my gosh. Dude, there used to be a ton of people at the Walnut Phoenix shows. Some of those, there was like a couple hundred people.
Couple hundred,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Like massive amounts of people.
Yeah.
Way bigger than that place allowed.
Yeah. At one time, Joe Sheridan got knocked out
Yeah, by me.
by you.
I kicked him in the throat.
Oh, moshing.
Dude.
There's so many people at that show.
Yeah, that was during Sleep Therapist Sleep.
Yeah.
Remember Hoods played there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that blizzard.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Right? It was a blizzard, right? That show?
No, that one wasn't a blizzard.
that was
we
Blizzard
another
one
show.
sucked.
Another show where, for those who don't know, Hoods is like a pretty like established hardcore band from California. But
Sacramento.
yeah, but there was nobody really from Mansfield that knew who they were, and so I couldn't get like a heavy band to open for them. So it was them. I believe they were on tour with another band, and then
He stomped so hard. He stomped several holes in the stage. I'm like, I was more impressed than it. I'm like, I can fix this.
this band from Cleveland called Shark Attack played. They reached out and wanted to actually like play this show, and then our friends EDM band called the Humanity opened.
Tyler Finn.
No.
I forgot about that. How did I forget about that?
so bad and not great, and they played, and then Hoods was just like, I don't know if these guys just like won their high school talent show or what, but that was so weird. Yeah.
Very fair.
Yeah.
For some reason I feel like Hoods might have been on tour with This Is Hell, who's also another like really big deal band now. And they literally played to like 5 people. I remember
The one
bunch
show
of
that was
holes
a
in the
blizzard
wall.
was awful because whatever band we had, there was like a pretty big guarantee, but there were no kids that came.
Oh, it was them.
So
but
we had to like pay out of our bank accounts.
Oh, never mind,
It
not
was
them. I told them that they
so
were,
bad.
there was no way that they were going to
Just
get.
broke. It was like, this is all I have.
Yeah.
That
I
was
forget. I
nice.
forget who that was, but I remember having to like go and pull money out of the bank to pay them.
Yeah, that was a really bad blizzard, too.
That was the gun show and Settle the Sky. That was the big blizzard.
and Outrun the Gun couldn't
Gun.
make it, right?
Yeah, it was
or
just
did they
like
make it? Yeah, no, they made it. They made it because weren't they
Yeah.
in like footy pajamas or something like that?
Yeah, randomly, I think all three of you guys still like played, but it was terrible.
Yeah,
E-brake weather.
yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe Glory B was supposed to play, but Andy's mom wouldn't let him. Wouldn't let him
He had
drive.
the only all-wheel drive car.
He had the only car that should have been out in that
made
weather.
that exact comment too.
I think we all did. Well, like, your car is literally made for this.
Yeah. It's like an actual rally car.
Yeah.
Dude, some good times.
Wow.
Hi, Rob.
Still.
I want to
Dude.
come over for pasta on Sunday.
Yeah, they just moved into the apartment next door to ours, actually.
Incredible.
Yeah,
That's very
right.
convenient.
So yeah, it's sick. They're gonna help
Wait,
us.
so like the old studio place?
Uh huh.
Nice.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. We're
Full
super
circle.
stoked. I know. Right. Exactly.
Wait,
exactly.
Full circle.
Yeah, because we had that studio in there when they first moved back to town.
Wait,
in
the studio's
Florida.
not in there?
No, after they moved out, Eric and Alyssa renovated it into an apartment, and so yeah, it's really nice in there. They did a great job.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, you have to come over because they haven't been doing Sunday dinners because of the move. So once we start back up, if you're still in
Remember
town.
last time I was going to come over for a family dinner and you're like, well, like, let me see because our floor is falling in it. Like something weird happened right before and you're like, we probably shouldn't have too many people on it because it just dropped.
Yep, the what was like one of the floor joists that hold up the living room gave out.
Yikes.
Amazing.
I'm like, okay,
floor
I
just
can
dropped.
wait.
Yeah, right.
Won't need to fall through a floor.
Yeah.
No insurance.
Dude, I love Italian food. And when Jake and I first started dating, every time we would like go to an Italian restaurant, he would be like, this is almost as good as Tom's grandma's.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right.
not.
Still the best.
Right.
Yeah.
man.
He just like talks about it all the time. He's like, every time we were on tour in Florida, we'd go and have pasta with Tom's family, and it was the best.
Yeah.
And I like, didn't know if it was just like, you know how sometimes like the memory of something
Yeah.
tastes better than like what it does in real life. Like if you've ever
Yep.
like really, really liked something and then you go back like years later and you're like, oh, this is like actually kind of mid. I think I like built it up in my brain.
Yeah.
But
Nope.
yeah, Jake's like, nope. We still to this day have like never had Italian food that he's like, this is better than Tom's grandma's.
Yeah.
The garlic cheesy bread that we would try to sneak upstairs and steal without getting caught and them telling us to put it back.
Yo.
Take just enough to go back downstairs to play Super Smash 64 with everyone and pass them out.
Amazing.
But we would always get caught.
Of course.
The only
always.
Italian that's ever been close is Lola and Giuseppe's in Gahanna, which is our friend Jeremy's family's restaurant.
Oh,
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I still haven't been there. I still need to go.
Dude.
You should
Yeah.
go. You got to make a reservation though, because it's
Yeah.
like
Pretty
the
popular.
restaurant is double the size of this booth. Like
Oh,
the
wow.
studio. Yeah, it's very small.
I
They have,
mean,
like,
there's
that's
like
cool.
less
Maybe,
than
like-
10 tables.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They got like the
That's
plastic
real cool.
checkered
Yeah.
like tablecloths.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Iconic. It's so good.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's cool.
They
That's
make
real
their
cool.
own limoncello. Very good.
Yo, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
The
we need to-
lasagna's
me and Mal
good.
need to go.
The
The pasta
Caesar.
frita is like the appetizer
Phenomenal.
that is the best. It's like
Okay.
it's like spaghetti noodles, and they put like cheese, and they cut it into like a brick, and then they deep fry it, and then cover it in their sauce.
Yummy. That sounds wonderful.
Stop.
yeah. Their Caesar salad's great. You can get it with
Sounds so
anchovies. They were all right. The anchovies are a little salty,
Yeah. Well,
but I had to try it the real way once.
yeah. Right.
But without the anchovies, it's great.
Yeah.
It's just so cool because like when you go, like Andrew's, or I'm sorry, like our friend Jeremy,
Yeah.
his like uncle is like the maitre d' that's like seating everyone, and then like his cousins are like the chefs in the back.
Oh, that's
like it
cool.
really is like a full family operation.
Yeah.
And
That's sick.
it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just has that feel. And actually, we haven't gone yet, but they, in
Oh, right.
the building that's right next door to them, they just opened an Italian bakery.
Oh.
So
yes.
yeah. So that is awesome too, because all their desserts are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like so good. And so now they have that part of it too. It's just awesome.
I'm so hungry.
Dude,
Yeah.
I know. You
Waffle
guys trying to
House.
wrap this up and go to Waffle
right.
House?
Yeah.
Right. Anything else you guys want to say about the shows?
No, come out to one. We've got one. I'm assuming probably this will air after it's happened, and we will have more coming up. So keep your eyes open for them. We'll post about them, and they'll be with great bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just know, I mean, we've talked so much about like the music scene and the role that it's played in all of our lives.
Yeah. Huge. Paramount.
I think something that's really cool, like if you're listening to this and you've never been to one of our shows at the Salon,
Why?
okay, that's not the energy I'm about to describe. But like it really is so cool. Like you come in, it's right next to Dan Lou's, so you can like park in that parking lot there out in the front, and you enter through the Salon, and so you really get to see like the beautiful salon that Andrew and his team have built. It's amazing. But then you just go down to the basement, and it's awesome because it's like kind of dark in there. And so if you're like uncomfortable or a little bit anxious around people, like you can be as involved as you want to be. You know, like you are so able to just like hang out in the back and enjoy the music and be quiet. But also everyone is so friendly. It's such an inviting environment. Like there's such a diverse group of people.
Yeah.
Like, come and make some friends.
There were just so many kids coming up after the shows. Like, when's the next show? Like, you guys have to please don't stop doing shows here. Like, really cool.
No, it really is a great space for it. Like I was telling Andrew after the last one, it's like doing a great job with it in general. Like,
Be really nice. I definitely want to find
Yeah.
another like venue at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we
But
don't
for
have
what
to,
it
like,
is, it's a nice
Bend it around the
throwback.
salon hours, but
Yeah. It's a
Right.
nice throwback to early where we started and continued
Bureau.
from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I was
remember-
just about to say that.
Do you remember
Yeah.
one of the shows there? Like people were like moshing, and someone like it was like all of the power switches, but there was no door on it. It was just like all the breakers, and someone like bumped them, and it basically just like shut off
Shut the
all
whole-
of the power. Like the whole place just went dark, and no one knew what happened. It was just cut off in the middle of
remember
the
that.
set.
That's so funny. No, I actually don't
And then
remember that one.
I think somebody got hit in the face right as it was happening too. Like
Amazing.
Probably.
that was such a good that as crappy as that little house, whatever it was
some
such
fun
a
stuff.
sick show.
And remember we
space.
built that giant
out
volleyball
behind
net.
General Motors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that some of the best shows that
Yeah.
happened were there too.
Right. It was I don't know, it was a lot of fun. Just a really fun little
I think
spot.
all of our shows have always had like a very DIY feel.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Even when we
Be
have a
a
little
good or
more
be a bad,
budget.
which is probably why we're always shut down.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the other thing that like Jake said this at Dive Bomb's last show, like he's been saying this to young people for years, is just make music.
Yeah.
Like just find your friends, pick up an instrument,
Yeah.
make music. Like we're so pumped right now. Our niece Zoe has been taking guitar lessons.
Oh, nice.
And she's like, dude, I think I want to play in a band. And so
Yeah.
Jake and I like made her this playlist that just has like girls in bands.
Nice.
Like not even
Yeah.
and not like all vocalists of bands, but like Jake added bands where like this is a band with like a girl guitar player, like
Yeah.
this has a girl drummer, like just girls playing music.
Yeah.
And
Skillet.
it's like cool to see.
No skillet.
Yeah, didn't make the cut. But it's just really cool to see like young people that are feeling pumped about it. And, you know, I hope that if anybody's listening to this and they've started a band, but they feel too intimidated to like reach out or to ask about booking a show,
Yeah.
or they don't know like what the right way to go about doing that is, like, please reach out. Like,
Yeah.
please, let's have these conversations, and we'll do everything that we can to support you and help connect you with the people that have resources that can help you record or help you make videos. Like,
Yeah.
we've been in this scene for so long. We know so many talented people.
Yeah.
And, you know, it really is so fun to see kids like starting bands and being so excited about it. And,
Yep.
you know, finding this community in this place that like loves them for who they are and accepts them and celebrates them. And
Yeah.
that's really what this is all about. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing, you know, we don't get anything out of this except for knowing that like maybe we're leaving the Mansfield music scene a little bit better
Yeah.
than when we found it.
Yeah.
And, if that's something that you also feel is something that you're called to, maybe you're not a musician, like come and work the door, like make artwork for a flyer. Like if that's your thing, like hit us up. Like there's just a place for everyone here.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important that people feel that.
Yeah.
Because, we're such a small town. Like there's it isn't possible for people to feel othered here.
Yeah.
Like,
and I feel like you and Jake have put such an amount of work into making it a safe space where people don't have to worry about certain things too.
yeah, I mean, that's been so important. Like, in the last year, like there have definitely been times where, we're in a town, people are people, unfortunately, like in anywhere that there is people, there's going to be people that are trying to do harm. And, we are at a place in our life where it is far more important for this space to be healthy and safe for people to come. And, it was actually, when we booked Doomsday, like I remember looking around and like seeing his little sister in the front row, like singing all of the lyrics.
Yeah.
And I really just felt like it was a moment, it was a reality check where it was like, am I willing to sacrifice her ability to access something that she cares about and is important to her for anything else? And the answer
I think
is
it's
no.
pretty easy. Most people turn a blind eye to things. And you guys have done such a good job at just shutting things down
Yeah.
to keep the space safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's important. And it'll continue to be that
Yeah.
way. But also, we're people that believe in grace. And so, if stuff is going on and like it needs to be addressed, like come to us. Like let's talk about it. Let's find a way that we can all work together and make this better. And that's why we're so thankful for, other people that are putting on shows too. And it's been really cool to see the local music scene and not just our shows and not just what we're a part of, but everyone kind of come together and say, we're actually not going to tolerate unsafe behavior in this space. We're all tired of it. And so that kind of universal togetherness and mission to make the safe spacer like safer is awesome. And that's what it takes is, we don't have like, I was actually driving by Discovery School today and I saw all these kids playing on the playground and there was like a school resource officer in the playground. And there's just this one guy that's there like watching these 30 kids and making sure that they're safe. Like our scene can't be that. There's not one guy that's just standing on the outside of the room making sure that things that are suspect aren't happening in our scene. Like every person is responsible for making sure that the scene is safe and better for everyone else. And, we've been joking about like all these people in our lives, throughout the course of this podcast, but a lot of them have kids.
Yeah.
And like, we're reaching the age where like, I mean, your nieces and nephews, like in 3 or 4 years could start bands and be playing music. Like our niece is old enough that she could start a band and play. And like, I just want to make sure that the people that I love and care about and the people that other people love and care about are safe.
Yeah.
And so it's exciting.
Yeah.
Like it's not meant to be a scary, like exclusive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, being able to set those boundaries actually like makes it more open and more communal. And we're just so pumped.
Yeah.
Like what a cool year of music.
Yeah.
Like what
it's
cool
gonna be
people to
amazing.
do it with.
Yeah.
And honestly, shout out to Richland Source.
Yeah.
That is something, Richland Source rules. Like
Yep.
the music scene would not be where it is in Mansfield without the support of Richland Source.
Yeah.
What Jay and Zach and Adam and Maggie and the rest of the team, like the way that they have chosen to open their space to the music scene and support it with things like the podcast and things like Richland Source After Hours, things that don't benefit them,
Yeah.
but really say to the community that this matters and it's important and the things that you care about matter is awesome. Like we're so honored that whenever we put on a show that Richland Source is there. They always show up. They're always supporting. And that's a unique thing. There isn't, we have friends that are booking shows in other cities, even in Ohio, and they don't have a local, like the Columbus Dispatch isn't showing up at Dirty Dungarees.
Right.
Like, in fact, Dirty Dungarees might get shut down if the Columbus Dispatch showed up. But like, it's just so cool to have that kind of support.
Yeah.
And, it's great to see organizations continuing to support that. The Clubhouse and Martinis, Curry and Wolf Bats Records, like, everything that they just did for Liberty DIY. Like the way that the skate kids show up and support the music scene. Like, our town is so small, like you don't have to just be a skate kid or just be a music kid or just be a sports kid. Like, just show up.
Yeah.
There's so little to do here. Support what you can.
Just come out to shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come out to shows.
Yeah.
Get to the show.
Some rad people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's like
seriously.
the only people I'm still friends with today from that long ago are all people from shows.
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the good ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang, that's amazing.
I know.
Sick. Yeah. So tomorrow, 7:30, 7 o'clock.
7:30?
7:30. Okay. Doors at 7:30. Start at
First band's gonna be at 8. Yep.
Dope. Sick. I'm excited. Also, anybody who's got a couple $1 million and wants to open up a venue in downtown Mansfield and just let us do cool things,
Yes.
just hit us up. Whatever.
But maybe
No big thing.
Avita might go under and we can just
Yeah.
use that space again.
There you go.
Or we could just take
Doubt
that
it.
money and imagine how many times we could book Fergie at the Salon.
Oh, better.
A year worth of Fergie.
She'll have residency in the basement.
I would go every single time.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Sick. Anyway, well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
Oh,
Tom.
wait. Instagrams for these things so people can follow you
Oh,
or
yeah.
social medias or whatever those things are.
So the best place to find out about upcoming shows, follow Henry Screen Printing at Henry Screen Printing on Instagram and Facebook, and also Andrew at AK Hair Collective, and that's the best way to stay up to date. But there's also, be sure that you're following The Mothership, be sure that you're following Two Cousins and Relax, The Electric Company.
Yep.
Columbus Hardcore.
Yep.
Collide shows.
Richland Source.
DGR shows.
Yeah, Richland Source.
After Hours.
Yep.
DGR Cling Thing House.
Yep.
And as always, like, if you like the bands, go and support them by listening to their music.
Yeah.
Buy
We
merch.
really always try to keep the door cost low. And if you can't afford the door at our shows and you have to choose between the door or merch, say something. Buy merch from the bands. Like, this is so important for bands to continue to be able to do this. And we're
Merch
pumped.
does that. Yep. Sick. Also, what's Ton's Instagram? I feel like people need
At
to.
Tauntaun Nails.
There you
I
go.
think.
No, the other one.
Wait, what?
Was it Tom?
Oh, not the Yakuza Tom one.
Yeah, Yakuza Tom.
There we go. Get hyped. He will be hyping up for the show tomorrow. So
Yeah. Next time we're here,
give
we're
him
going
a
to bring
follow.
Ton.
Oh yeah. He really should be here. Now.
Yeah.
We should have just the
Yeah,
three of us
Tauntaun
not showed
Nails,
up and
that's what
just
it is.
Tom.
Yeah. Right.
That's Yakuza Tom on Instagram.
This,
Yakuza.content.
yeah. If you think this podcast was long,
Yeah. And Tom.
Yeah.
wait till you get Ton
With no,
on here.
there's
Oh, that'd be
no
amazing.
editing. There's no breaths. It's like one run-on sentence. That's amazing because it's Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Sick.
What a legend.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's been another episode of the Open Mic Podcast with me, your host, Tom Hirst, brought to you by Richland Source, Newsroom After Hours, sponsored by everybody here. Well, Henry's, not AK, because I don't care about Andrew.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
All that history.
no, I'm just kidding. No, you can sponsor it too. Nobody gives me anything. I just like people.
You can buy his Waffle House tonight and he'll call you a sponsor.
Yeah. There you go. AK Hair.
All right.
Two
Chocolate
Cousins, Potent Studios. I'm going to have Lee on here soon to talk about
Ooh, Algebra 2.
Algebra 2, yep.
Yeah, it's
So
coming out in like
beautiful.
Is that
Holy
the
crap.
ninth?
Yeah.
Finally.
Wait,
Yeah.
what is Algebra 2?
It is Lee's magnum opus.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
seriously.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
so Autopoxy has a song called Algebra. And Lee basically came up with like a short film.
Uh-huh.
It is like the wildest video. It has all of your favorite people from Mansfield, like
No
all
way.
like peppered throughout. It's incredible.
it's brilliant.
And so since then, for years, Lee has been working on Algebra 2, like filming every shot.
Yeah.
Like it's a cinematic masterpiece.
It's brilliant.
And he's
Honestly,
doing
it's
I'm
legit
excited to see it.
brilliant.
I mean,
like
he hasn't done anything
like-
bad. Like
Right.
everything he does is just.
but this is like
way
next
more than
level.
I expect.
Like this is
Yeah.
actually next level on it. It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's doing like a watch party at Relax
Yep.
and like
Yeah.
gonna play it for us all to see for
I'm
the
so
first time.
excited.
And like cannot wait.
I'm so freaking
That's
excited.
awesome.
Yeah. I'm very pumped.
He gets like giddy when he talks about it
it's
because
incredible.
he's been working like as long as I've known him, he's been
also,
working
it's
on it.
great to see Lee giddy when he gets like that. He's just like so excited. Yeah.
He's such a great, fun person. He's such a fun person to be
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Hang out with Lee tonight. Go find your
Go find Lee.
and hang out with him and tell him you love him.
Yeah.
Should we
From
invite
us.
him to Waffle House?
Yep.
Yeah. He
Yep.
would probably love that.
Yeah.
This like can't go in the podcast,
What?
what I'm about to say. But
I
did
mean-
anybody see Lee's post
Why
That's
about
up to
how
my dad.
Why don't you let him close us out?
he did already?
No,
I actually
turn
haven't
the recording
finished
off.
it either.
Let
Mansfield,
Tom-
Ohio is the greatest city in the continental U.S. Go to the show tomorrow. 6. We're done.
Perfect.
Peace.
Oh crap.